Hello everyone, this is Joseph Zabrowski doing our next broadcast called National Hurricane. National Hurricane has been one of the main topics going on here, and it's just amazing, you guys. I mean, how convenient. How convenient. They're saying that this hurricane could be the biggest storm in a century, okay? And it just so happens to be coming to its climax right on the election. Right on the election. Now, I don't know. Maybe this is by chance, but I tend to think it is not by chance. Just so happens, right on the election, a major national disaster is on the horizon. I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't happen. But it sure is amazing when you think about the fact that, I know for a lot of you, well, maybe not a lot of you, I don't know where you're at in your learning of what's going on in our country and in the world, but what I'm going to say to you next is going to be probably stun some of you. I know that it kind of stunned me when I first heard it. I couldn't believe it. But then I started looking into it and I found out that it was true. It is called weather modification, weather control. One of the main tools of the United Nations. Okay, let's just take a quick look at it. I know because some of you aren't going to believe it, and so I just want to show you. If you were to go online, and let's just say that you were to go to Wikipedia, for example. I'm just going to get this out of the way here. And if I could find the thing, that would be nice. There it is, Wikipedia. Okay, it says, weather modification is the act of intentionally manipulating or altering the weather. The most common form of weather modification is cloud seeding to increase rain or snow, usually for the purpose of increasing the local water supply. Oh yeah, right, okay. Weather modification can also have the goal of preventing damaging weather such as hail or hurricanes from occurring, or of provoking damaging, let me read that again, or of provoking damaging weather against an enemy or rival. Let's read that again. Or of provoking damaging weather against an enemy or rival, as a tactic of military or economic warfare. Now, this is the greatest sentence in this whole paragraph. Weather modification in warfare has been banned by the United Nations. Oh yes, I'm sure it's been banned by the so pure and wholesome United Nations. It's been banned. Now, I'm sure the United Nations never uses weather modification to get what it wants. No, the United Nations is just such a pure and wholesome entity. So let's continue our little research here. As we look for, now, I know that weather modification or weather control has been going on since the 50s. And in my research, I've learned that it was perfected in the 60s. Okay? So let's look here. It says, former naval weapons. Okay. First of all, we know that it exists from the definition. So then the question becomes, being that it does exist, do they use it? Oh, I know that they have used it in the past, and I believe that there's a very good chance that they could be using it right now. Weather control machine, environmental warfare source watch. In the 1950s, NMOD held a convention to prohibit nations from using weather modification as a weapon. Since the 1960s, governments have tried to alter, okay, it's just the topic there. LA Times, this is a cool low temperature. HARP, weather control. HARP is one of the biggest groups here regarding weather control. HARP weather control could be part of New World Order. That's just a video that somebody did. We've been seeing this kind of control behavior since the invention of the jet engine. China leads weather control race. Okay. The biggest weather control flubs in history. Okay. That's just the first page of Google for weather control. Weather modification, when we type it up, weather modification, cloud seeding, atmospheric services, since 1961. Okay, weather modification, the Wikipedia, Weather Modification Association, Weather Modification, Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, an overview of weather modification in the USA, China's weather modification works like magic, The Guardian. Solid proof that weather modification projects are being undertaken, I'm sure it says. Weather modification, a long established, though secretive reality. New legislation not designed to foster pleasant or productive weather, but planned as a tool of weaponized weather control already well tested. Critical issues in weather modification. So, I mean, just to show you that, I think for a lot of you, if you've never heard of it before, is just truly amazing. I know when I first heard of it, I couldn't believe it. And then I connected all the dots of all the evil that's going, all the evil entities in our country and the world, and then I realized that, yeah, they could use that to their advantage in many ways. Remember the whole idea of one of the globalist criminals' favorite tools is called Hegelian dialectic, or problem, reaction, solution, or crisis management? Imagine what they can do if they can control the weather, you guys. If they can control the weather, it's not a matter of if, they do. We've already just seen some of the proof. They control the weather. Imagine the crises that they can create. Now, do you think that there could be a chance that this national hurricane, which is supposed to be the worst storm in 100 years, coming up right on the election, that it could be for a reason? Remember October surprise that we talked about? Very interesting. Now, it is also interesting that, Romney has been pulling ahead here. Now, he is a puppet. I know that he's a puppet. He's financed by Bain Capital and Goldman Sachs. But okay, you got criminals on both sides fighting for control here. And so here he is trying to, he's leading the race. He's gaining steam. And now, could it be we have a natural disaster in our savior, the one and only Barry Santoro is going to come in like our savior and save the day. Take all the focus off of Romney, right? His steam is. I think his numbers went down a little since that we've been talking about National Hurricane, because he was winning, and now the focus is becoming on the National Hurricane and our savior, our great imposter, pathological lying president, Barack Hussein Obama, Barry Santoro, is going to come to the rescue and save the day, and that'll give them the perfect stage that they can set, and give them the reason. This gives them more leverage to cheat at the polls, because if Barry Santoro doesn't win, but they can always say, well, he just helped us out in the end there with that hurricane and all the other great things that he's done, and they can use that as rationale for their cheating if they have to go to that tactic of actually cheating, which they do in polls. That's also very well documented. Please do the research. I mean, that's been documented for many years. Do the research. They cheat at the polls. A lot of the ballots are electronic, and they cheat. It's part of communist countries. They always have cheated at the ballot box. So just thought it was interesting to bring up, and very timely and relevant. So consider it and look into it. This will only increase your education and give you a better basis for explaining to others why things are the way that they are in our country and the world. And as I always do at the end of my broadcast here, I tell you about ways to be prepared, since we live in such corrupt times, and they're destroying our job market. They've shipped all the jobs offshore, all the good jobs. I think it's like 7 to 8 million good high-tech jobs over offshore have been shipped, and they continue to do it. And I've also heard that they're now shipping Jeep over to China. It's not enough to send all the other ones that they've done already, but now they're shipping Jeep over to China as well. A USA product. So as a result, the first two items here on the screen are great ways to make a good living. I do both of them, and I make a very good living. The second item here is a way to get started for free. When I first got started, I made $2,000 my first month. Second month I made over 3,000. My third month I made over 6,000, and it just continues to get better. Just this last week, actually, what I do is I started out with the free program, and then I couple it with this program up here, where you can make really big money, and it requires an investment though. And so I use both of the programs together. They work really wonderfully together. And as I said, in my third month, I've made over $6,000. And just this week, I had an actual, with both of the programs, I had about a $1,900 day. If you want to see my income proof, you can go to, just type up YouTube Joseph Zabrowski, and you can see all of my income proof there. So this is a complete blessing, you guys. There's so many people out of work, and this is a great way to start making a living online, even though they are trying to get control of the internet as well. They're working diligently on that, but still, this is a fantastic way for you to step out of their system and make a great living online. If you need a prescription card, we can lead you to that. Say 15 to 80%, 85% on prescriptions. I don't recommend prescriptions, but if you have a base of prescriptions going on in your health life, and you can't get away from it here at the moment, and you're out of work and you don't have money for prescriptions, send us an email. I'll lead you to the card. Dramatically discounted dental. This is a great experience. I saved over $4,000 on my last dentist bill. Talking $160 crowns, $180 root canals, $1,200 implants, all inclusive. And if you do more than one, the price goes down from there. Various other discounts and anything that you can think of. It's called a dental vacation. They'll put you up in a really nice hotel. I stayed in the hotel for free, and they'll get your work done very quickly. It was a great time. Optimum Health, go to this link for the best health products developed by Dr. Wallach, probably one of the greatest doctors on earth. You can't beat him. These will save you from disease by giving your body the 90 essential nutrients on a consistent basis. Everything assimilates into your bloodstream as they are in crystallized form for the most part. Best water filter. You're going to need a water filter for the times ahead. Best storable food. Great patriotic movie coming out called The Real One Nation Under God. We ask that you get behind this movie. We ask that you go to this link here and at least become a committed audience member, where it doesn't even cost you anything. You just have to take a couple of minutes to sign up. We're trying to get 1 million people who will say that they will go to this movie, and if we can do that, it makes our distribution efforts, nationwide distribution efforts, much easier. So we ask that you get the word out about this movie. It's a life-changing movie. We have a new trailer coming out, hopefully soon, and please help us out with this. If you could buy a ticket ahead of time online there, that would help us out greatly as well. And great edifying entertainment for children, bestbooksforchildren.com, especially during the holidays. We have great holiday stories for kids. They foster character growth in children as well. I don't know if you've heard recently, they've just announced that preppers, people who store food and who are prepping for the bad times that lie ahead, are now considered domestic terrorists. They're at the top of our government's list of people that they want to come after, those who are prepping for the bad times that come ahead. And of course, it's no great mystery. I mean, we have a criminal government that's run by foreign banks, and so what would you expect? But it's good to know that you should really look into it. They've already announced it. Those people who are prepping, storing some food for the times that lie ahead, have a water filter, have guns, they are considered at the top of the list relative to domestic terrorists. Okay, we have entered the times, you guys, and I hope you are preparing, because your government does not care about you. Okay, in reality, when you make the obvious connections between our government and the United Nations, whose main objective is population control, thus killing people, you can pretty much come up with the motive and the objective of our government being there, connected to such a vile entity. So that is it for now. I hope you look into all of this, and I wish you the very best, and God bless.